Hello, my name is Rune. I've been traveling around the world for a long time, and I'm on this journey. And now I've been in Romania for 4 years, and I met thousands of people, beautiful people. And when I talk, a lot of people come and we share something beautiful. What I share is a deep knowledge, a simple knowledge, where you can be happy for no reason. It's about feeling safe, loved, being free. It's about a natural state in the human mind that reflects into the body. So the more I talk, the more people come. It's a simple message, and it's there for everybody who wants to know. On my journey, I now ended up in a television studio with a beautiful man that's playing this piano. It's beautiful, and it's honored to be here. Thank you.
Rune Heivang, it's a nice moment for me and for us to have you here and to try maybe to speak with words or without words about what we are. So maybe shall we start like this? Who we are?
That's a great question. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor. So, who are we? And I asked myself that question many times. And of course, the first thing you think about when you say, who are we, is my body. But then, we are looking for the essence of who we are. So, how can we experience a body? What is the body? So let's say we can, for the body to exist, something needs to be aware of it. And we could say, you are the one who is aware of it. But who is this me that is aware of it? So the body cannot exist without something is aware of it.
An observer of the body.
Yes, you could say that. But the me that's been there all the time, or the one you think is you, has been there all the time since you were born until now. But still, this me gets so many identities. So the body cannot exist without something is aware of it. Nothing can exist without something is aware of it. So who is this observer? So then the voice in the head can come and say, it's me, of course.
The voice in the head, yes?
Yes, I think everybody has it in some way. It came to us around 2.5 years or something like that. You know probably more about that than me. But so the voice in the head can say, it's me, of course. But for the voice to exist, something needs to be aware of it.
Yes.
And for the thoughts to exist, that tells you, describes your reality, something needs to be aware of it. The same with feelings. Something needs to be aware of the feeling for it to exist. So then you come to who is aware?
Who is aware?
Yes. And you look, and the answer becomes thoughts, feelings, the voice in the head, and the body. And of course what you can see, sense, feel, hear. But who is aware? And then you come to the body cannot exist without this awareness, and the body cannot be aware of the awareness because the awareness is already aware of the body.
There is nothing in the back of the awareness in order to be an awareness of the unawareness.
No.
Yes.
Yes, like that. It's like the body cannot exist by itself.
Yes.
And the thoughts cannot exist by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice in the head cannot exist by itself, and the feeling
it has
cannot
to be a witness of all those layers.
Yes. Yes. Nothing can exist without that witness. So the question comes, who is this witness? Because the description becomes not true if it is a thought that describes the witness.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So who is this witness? And this witness does not need anything to exist. It can stand alone, it can stand by itself. But what happens when you become aware of the body, aware of the thoughts, aware of the feelings, or in one way aware that you are aware, and that it's not a thought that is aware, then you see that the thoughts are no longer a problem. The feelings are no longer a problem because they get pure, clear. And the voice are no longer a problem, and the body feels good. And then everything feels good. And what happens is, like, in one way to describe that, you can feel safe.
Safe.
It's a very important thing to feel safe. And you can feel loved and free. And in that moment you are free from seeking freedom.
You are free from seeking freedom.
Yes.
Yes.
Because no thoughts tells that something is less or more. It's no need in the moment. And it doesn't bring any problems to the moment. Because the only thing that can tell that you have a problem is a thought.
A thought, yeah.
So in that moment you're free from seeking freedom. That means that you stay in this moment, and the reflection of this observer, this witness, is pure, it's clarity, it's inner peace, and you could say silence.
You could say silence, but it's a kind of silence.
Yes, it's a kind of silence. It can be sound outside, but the silence is inside. So the reflection becomes very pure, very clear, like almost like you can hear it or sense it, like sacred. And my point is that have to be the essence of you.
The essence of ourselves.
Yes. And when this reflection comes in, you feel good. And when you feel safe, you think differently, you feel differently, and your reactionary responses and the way to live life changes.
So the secret is to be able to increase the capacity of realizing that you are the witness and not the body, not the thoughts. Is it
Yes.
Like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the first step, you can say that to realize this, you say that I'm not the body. That's the way to say it. I'm not the thoughts. I'm not the feelings. But not in a denial way.
Not in a denial way. This is very important.
Yes, it becomes like it's accepted. In this witness, the thoughts are accepted, the voice are accepted, the body is accepted.
So I can be angry, for example, but to accept that I'm angry.
Yes.
I can be ill, or I can be healthy, or I can be anything. So I will not judge or try to escape from that state. I have it, and so I can accept it.
Yes.
Yes, but this is the secret. Most of the people cannot accept and are trying to deny or to escape from a certain state of feelings at one moment.
That's true. Because in that moment, when you are in denial or you try to control it, or as you say, I need to change this, I need to change this, that's a good thing to do. But still, when it's allowed, it's no problem. But that's kind of scary moment for someone to see that if I don't control it, I lose the control.
Yes.
But what's actually happening, you get the control. Because it doesn't need to be controlled.
So the control, it is the root of our discussion about who we are. So if we can allow us not to control our states and to surrender, it will be a change.
Yes. That's the change. When you don't have a person or an identity that needs to change or control the situation. Of course, sometimes you need to take control. I'm talking about the feeling and the perspective of thinking. But what happens is, when you don't have to control the thinking, control the feelings, they are allowed. And then that's where it's no problems. But that's where you start to see that the thoughts are telling you who you are in this situation. And the thinker, you think you are the thinker, and the thinker is now a thought that tells you what you're thinking. So now we are into this perspective that it's a me that needs to change. And who's telling you that? A thought. So now, in many cases, what leads to a lot of problems is that the mind, or our belief that we are the thoughts, that we can think about the problem and find a solution to it. And that depends on which level the thinking takes place. Because if the thoughts are observed by the witness, the solution comes in a more clear way, clear thinking. But in another way, if you try to think about and control it, you are not in the solutions, because you are in the memories to try to find the solution to a problem from the memories. But that's not where the solution is. So in one way you find the solution when you stop thinking about it.
About our identity, we consider so that we are a certain thought. Our identity is made in the normal way from thoughts, from feelings. So you realize that a certain thought about my identity, it is not my real identity, because there is a witness of that thought. So the witness of that thought, who has no qualities, cannot be the thought itself. Oh, this is very deep, I think. Our viewers can be now in some troubles to understand.
Yes, it can.
And yet, we are producing another thought now.
Yes.
And we are not experiencing the witness. And I was wondering, how can we make a television program experiencing together only the witness?
That's a good question. The thoughts tells you who you are, like you say, but it cannot be a true identity, because like we did like I said in the beginning, you can be aware of the body, you can be aware of the thoughts, and you can be aware of the voice in the head is also, of course, a big deal about the identity, because it talks all the time and it describes your reality and tells who you are. And it's, of course, a very beautiful mechanism, but sometimes it triggers memories, fears, all this stuff. And the feeling. I think one of the most simple way to experience or get a sense of the witness is you have the voice in the head, it tells you who you are, and it's to discover the voice. So what I do many times is that I tell a person, you can close your eyes and you can say your name 3 times inside the head.
Yes. Thought name, thought name, thought name.
Yes, you just say, let's say your name, let's say it's me, Rune, Rune, Rune. So in one way from there, in many cases the voice shuts up. Or not, but it's not a problem.
Or not, but it's not a problem.
Yes. So it becomes a presence. It's hard to describe, but it's like a presence, a beautiful moment, where in one way you exist without the past and without the future. Nothing is there to describe the moment.
There's nothing there to describe the moment.
It's just the moment.
So simple.
Yes.
Yet so difficult for our minds.
Yes. So when we find out we are not our minds,
yes,
it's only difficult for the mind. But then it's not difficult anymore. So in one way we tell the mind, hey, you're okay.
I think,
Yes?
I'm not realizing what I think, but I think now that the key in education, it's to feel this possibility of increasing our witnessing capacities.
Yes.
And how can we educate this? How can we make this change of the witness?
From my way of teaching and my perspective is you introduce a certain knowledge.
Cognitive knowledge, think of certain thoughts.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you need to think to find out.
Okay, so we begin by resolving the problem within the problem.
Yes. So you explain about how is the reality. and you present it and you give different experiences, and these experiences leads to understanding and seeing from the witness.
It's like a map, so you present the map first, not the territory.
Yes, a map.
A map.
Simple map, like a children drawing map. And I tell, what about this, what about this? And people could say, yes, it seems to be right. So they have to make up their own mind. I'm not there to convince them, I'm there to share something and tell something. Does it fit for you? But like you said, in education, of course it's important, because most people don't know what's the most important thing in their life is. And of course, you could say it's the quality of a consciousness.
The quality of the consciousness. Yes, and we not even hear about consciousness in our school. Yes.
No.
No.
And if you hear about it, it's like could be very complicated stuff. So the quality of consciousness, what does that mean? What's the most important thing in your life? Yeah, it could be to be good, it could be this, it could be different things. But the quality of consciousness decides what kind of life you get, how you learn. Because if you're not your thoughts, if you can understand that I'm the witness to the thoughts, it leads to different thinking. It leads to thinking without stress. It leads to that you can feel safe as a natural place. So it decides what you can learn or not. It decides what you can do or not. It decides the quality of your life.
The quality of our consciousness, the capacity of our consciousness, is the antidote for our hatred and aggressiveness conduct, because we feel safe.
Yes.
Yes.
So of course it leads to peace, because when you feel safe, loved, free from seeking freedom, because what I'm talking about is not the feelings and the thoughts change all the time. And the body changes all the time.
Yes.
And the experiences change all the time. But this witness does never change. So if that's the quality and the grounding of who you are.
The problem is that this witness has no quality, so we cannot understand the witness, something with no qualities, which remains still and present and never change.
So when you can start to realize and start to see how thing is, these qualities that we try to give the witness, because it's not possible to actually, if I should explain love, it will be many words, many concepts, and it will be beautiful. So let's say if I describe the witness as limitless, changeless, never born, will never die, because it's beyond the mind.
Beyond space and time, in fact.
Yes, so it's immortal. That's a good quality. Changeless, limitless, whole and complete, safe, free from seeking freedom. So in that place you are free from seeking safety, because you already have it. You're free from seeking happiness, because you already have it. You're free from happiness. And you're free from seeking knowledge, because in a place where you're already happy, you don't need knowledge, but you can still learn. But you don't need it as something, I need this to be happy. So you're free from seeking freedom, and you could call maybe that love. And when you start to realize or understand this, these qualities are reflected into the mind and into the body as silence, as peace, as clarity. And that's a good place to learn from.
I think it's
to see from.
Yes. It is heaven. This is heaven, paradise. All what we're seeking since endless time, in order to have a center, an axis mundi in ourselves. Maybe this is the place.
This is heaven on earth.
Yeah.
But still, when, like you said about peace, aggression, it's like when you have inner peace and you have everything, you're free from seeking it. You have all these qualities reflected into you.
Yeah.
That's the nature of your consciousness. That's the nature of who you are. Then no one in this universe has something you need. And when you meet a person in, you don't have anything I need, and when you have a meeting in that, you meet in this presence.
Not using the other one in order to get something.
Yes, because you already have it.
So only when you already have it, you can give something. When you are in lack of something, you cannot offer.
Yeah, you can, but you can still fake it till you make it. But yes, you don't actually have some, the other person has something you can get, let's say security, happiness. A person can give you something and you believe in this. So when I was on my journey, I asked the question, how can I be safe forever? This reality changed all the time. So then you find out it's not possible to be safe forever if you believe you are your mind and your body, your thoughts,
Yes.
feelings, because they have to change. But if you start to understand, I have to be this witness, then thoughts and feelings becomes a different experience. Then you can stay in that present moment, because that's the natural place to be.
Natural place to be. In the present moment, with no qualities, no past, no future, no thoughts, but not with thoughts, but witnessing the thoughts.
Yes.
With memories, but witnessing the memories. Yes. No, of course, I can make with my mind, of course, connections, for example, with the Zen school, Zen Buddhism, and allowed me to offer you a book from Herald Publishing House. Even though it's in Romanian, I know that you already understood the message of the Shin Universal Mind, Huang Po. So please accept this. And in fact, doing Zazen, it is the same instruction. So you sit and witness.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. You sit and witness. This is Zen Buddhism. Can you share with us something about your journey? You was born in Norway, yes, and how come that you travel around the world in order to seek, and maybe to tell us some of your important meetings or masters or teachers?
So I started my journey in Norway with some teachers in Norway in meditation, healing, the nature people in Norway.
The nature people, yeah.
And they told me about, hey, what about if you listen to the nature? So of course I came into that path because I had some deep questions about who I was, but of course these questions can come from some kind of confusion or misunderstandings, that I have a problem, or I need to find this happiness, this peace. I want it to last. So then I went into there, and I went into some Tibetan meditations.
Oh, Tibetan meditations, yes. In Norway, or you go?
No, just in Norway.
Norway, yes.
Mostly by myself. And then I found this place inside a place,
Yeah.
this presence. But it did not last. And after strange moments during the life, I ended up in the Andes Mountains. And they were looking at the whole universe as different qualities of energies. And they were living, they had like a priesthood, not regular priests, but they had a system.
You are speaking about South America?
Yes, South America, the Andes Mountain in Peru.
Yes.
The Incas.
The Incas, yeah.
So it was why I ended up there, maybe, because it's one of the traditions that has not been, at that time, has not been influenced by anything but
they keep their tradition,
yes, still they're influenced, but still they could have kept their tradition because it was secret many years. So they were looking at everything as energies. And what they did were that they were very simple people, but very happy. And they lived in accordance to the nature. That means you don't live against the nature, you live with it.
With the nature. With the nature from outside and with the nature from inside, yes.
Yes, so your action outside is together with the nature. It will also reflect into your nature inside.
Yes.
And then it becomes no difference. Inside is outside, outside is inside. So that's where you can see that you live with this, in one way, witness when you are living in accordance to the nature of this planet. So I ended up there, back and forth, different other places, but they gave me something very beautiful. This seeing this perspective, that if everything is just qualities of energy, you don't need to judge it, it's just the experience of it.
The dynamics of energy, this is the game of existence. So to witness this with no dividing in opposites, something like that.
Yes, something like that. And then I was also going to, yes, of course, healing. What I mean by healing is that techniques or tools that leads into the quality of the consciousness, so you can see that you're already safe, you're already free, you're already loved, and start to live from there. So after that I ended up around the world. I ended up in the mountains in Norway. I had many clients, working with clients, and I ended up in the mountains in Norway having a lot of students. I do like this, the students, when you become the teacher in something like this, you actually become a great student. For me it was like that. I learned a lot. All kinds of problems, all kinds of things, and everybody can come to this place and see their life in a different perspective. After that, after many years up there, a person came from Romania, and together with a beautiful woman that had some kind of branches into the Tibetan tradition, a teacher, and she said you should go outside your country to share what you know, and he invited me to Romania. That's why I'm here. So we went.
Beautiful journey. So you come regularly in Romania?
Yes.
And you have workshops and
retreats?
I saw a silent retreat.
Yes, we're going to have a silent retreat.
What I was imagining a group where nobody talks. something like that, in order to have space to observe?
Yes, it's something like that, but I can talk. So we have a group that comes to a place where we are talking about and I'm telling about this consciousness and how I'm telling about this map. And when people start to experience this silence, if it's too many, for some people it can be very nice to sit in this silence for a while. And what the mind wants to do, it wants to go out, it wants to speak, it wants to talk, it wants to explain it, because they become happy. Do you feel good? Do you feel... So it's all distractions. Then we say, shh. And then you can start to see this quality. This quality is reflected into the mind and the body. And you can really see that, is it true or not? Can this be my true nature? And you start to say, yes, of course. You make your own conclusion by a very intelligent explanation in a simple way, and the experience of it. So you verify your own experience, and you see that I have to be this quality. I have to be this quality to exist. And then you start to see that what's inside, this quality, this silence inside, like we were talking about the energies, this quality has to be my thoughts. It has to be my feelings. It has to be the voice in the head. It has to be my body. It has to be the planet. This silence, this stillness of love, it has to be you. It has to be me. It has to be the camera people. It has to be this city. It has to be this country. It has to be this planet. It has to be this universe. What's the essence of everything? The essence of everything, seen from this place, is heaven on earth.
If a viewer of our program asked, what is this? They are staring one of each other and say something, I have to zap. Yes. What is this program? What's happened? This is not television. Television means noise, lots of stimulation. This is boring. In fact, we may do some practical exercise with this. Maybe when you stay in this place, speechless, and a viewer is looking to this program, and the viewer's mind becomes so many thoughts, and he or she needs to be stimulated, otherwise get bored. So, what to do for our viewers?
Of course, you are used to live in your mind, so you want to switch to get this satisfaction or whatever. Then you start to see that after you watch this and you did not switch or zap, it's like no moment stays. So when you change, it's shift for a moment, and then you're back to the same feeling, So in one way, let's say you have a palette of emotions in your life, and maybe when you live from this, you live maybe from a very little palette of feelings, emotions, expressions of life. So let's say when we had this had this moment, you can let things just be accepted. And why we could sit here for hours doing it is because it's nice. It just feels good. And you can, when do you stop? It stops when it stops. But everybody should try this. It's like, try to look a person into the eyes without describing it. Let's say just relaxing. Your partner, you know, save your marriage. Look into the person's eyes and see beyond the thoughts and feelings, beyond the judgment you have on yourself and the other person. Just accept this moment. And then you will see.
To accept this moment, whatever this moment is. So if I am a viewer and I'm looking to the this program, and you just stay in this chair saying nothing, and I have some needs as a viewer, television viewer, and I want to change because I want to see a talk show when two persons are fighting one against the other one. This can satisfy my aggression, my inner aggression. Otherwise, this peace, what's this peace? What to do with it? To accept it? How to accept it?
There's just some people like you were mentioning the silent retreat, or when you go into silence, it's not that you need to go into silence. This is like, you could say for nerds, but it should be for everyone. Everyone should experience this silence over a period of time. But you don't have to do it that way. But you need to start to see that, why are you doing what you're doing? Because some people say, what should I use, what should I do with this piece? And then we come back to, what's the most important thing in your life? What do you really want?
Yes.
So let's say, you want to feel, let's say, well, every step you take, you want to feel happy. So the question then is, why don't you do happy things all the time? Or why don't you choose happy thoughts and feelings all the time? But the thing is, you don't know what you're going to think and feel in 5 minutes.
This means to control your thoughts. It's impossible. Yes.
So you ask the question, why are you doing what you're doing? You're doing to be happy. And in most cases, when you start to see why are you doing what you're doing, your goal is happiness, but what you see is you don't really get it. You get it, but for a very short time.
Yes.
So from another perspective, if you can see why are you doing what you're doing, I do it to be happy, and then you will maybe see that I have to do things differently because I'm stressing, and the stress will not lead to happiness because you have cause and effect.
Yes.
It will lead to unhappiness or suffering, or you don't feel that well. But you don't know why you don't feel that well. So in one way you can see that your actions leads to happiness if you know how to do it. How to do it is that if you can be present before you do the action or understand your consciousness, you will think, feel and react and do differently. And you will go for happiness. Happiness means not like you're laughing all the time, but you can feel good all the time. You feel free all the time.
Are there persons doomed to remain in their suffering without being able to hear your teaching?
From one perspective, you could say that they cannot hear my teaching because it's like if you think about the sun in the sky and it's clouded, and let's say the clouds are thoughts and feelings, so you don't see the sun.
Yes.
So when I tell them about the sun and they look up,
they see the clouds.
They see the clouds. So then you have others that I say, do you want to see the sun? and they say, I don't have the time to see the sun because I need to find happiness.
Yes. Another cloud.
Another cloud, different cloud, so you see the sun a little bit, but they don't have the time to look at. So then I say, everybody has the possibility to see this because everybody is it.
Everybody is it from the beginning.
Yes.
But still.
Still. And then you can help them remove the clouds. That could be meditation, that could be different techniques, that could be different ways of explanation. And then they can see the sun reflecting back into the mind and the body. So the thing is, then we come into a deeper question, who am I talking to?
Yes, who am I? Who are you talking to?
Yes, and who are you talking to?
Yeah. Yes.
If we can see that I'm not the body, I'm the one who's aware of it. Well, I'm not only aware of this body, I'm aware of all the bodies, the whole planet, and the whole universe. Where do I experience it? Yes, you have to go in. And if people say you have to go in to find the kingdom, then you find just organs in the body. So that's not the place. So all the body is molecules, atoms, particles, waves. You end in no thing. You cannot find the body when you look for it. So you go in, but what you do is you go in and you start to see, I'm not the body, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the feelings, I'm not this voice. You actually go in by seeing what you're not, what's not the essence.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be this witness. But now we're going deeper. And then you start to see, where's the separation between me and you? Because where do I experience you? Not in the body, not in as the thought and the feeling. Where do I experience you? Not in the mind actually either.
No.
I experience you in my consciousness.
The observer, the witness, the thinker, whatever name, this will be the last object of our research in order to find who.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And
yes.
what's
And now,
happened there?
how far away are you from me in here, in this consciousness?
With no quality, with no space and time.
So we will see that we are not separated. At one level is duality, and on this level,
It's beyond duality.
yes, so it's you could say non-dual.
Beyond the thought which is dual, in fact.
Yes, so the only thoughts that splits and says, I'm 2 meters from you, or whatever the distance is. And when that happens, it becomes an experience of that, and that's presence. Like we were sitting looking into the eyes, and who is who? And then, who is doomed and who's not?
Who is seeking freedom and who is in the jail?
Yes, and in this, it becomes one. So who's first and who's last? Who's enlightened and who's not? Who's free and who's not?
Who's aware, awakened, when who's sleeping? Yeah.
Yes. So who is what if everything is this beautiful quality? So it becomes no separation. Everything becomes consciousness. And the quality of consciousness is limitless, changeless, love, whole and complete.
Love, all and complete.
Yes, how can it be heaven on earth? Some people say, a lot of masters have said heaven on earth. How can it be heaven on earth if it's duality? When you say something is good, it's already something is bad.
Yeah.
But if everything actually is the same essence, and that's beautiful, maybe your thoughts is the illusion that keeps you from this beauty. It's not maybe, it's the thoughts that keeps you from this illusion that they are real. from that perspective. So you stop living in a world that are described by your thinking, but you start to live from a place where you're free of your thinking, but thinking still takes place.
And we are educated to be good thinkers, not good witnesses.
Yes.
Witnesses, yeah.
And maybe that's maybe why some in the West, some people are very good thinkers, humongous thinkers, but some people just think so much that they get crazy. In Eastern tradition, they would be called masters and they would learn to meditate. So it's clear they become the witness to the thinking and still have the same thinking capacity or more.
Yes. Listening to you, I was thinking to Ramana Maharshi, the India sage, and Papaji or Muji or his descendants, disciples. And I was thinking that to the Tibetan tradition, to the Zen tradition, maybe to the Inca tradition, and to all traditions. This is the root of all traditions that you are teaching, isn't it?
Yes, I will see it that way, from that perspective, because maybe not the root, but you could call it the root too, because it includes all the traditions.
Yes.
It includes all the religions, includes all the masters, includes everything. It doesn't exclude anything, it includes it and gives an explanation from that perspective. So in that way you could say it's the root. Or when you see from this perspective, you see all the tradition in.
And after your experience in the mountains, in the high places, you have this kind of presence witnessing continuously.
So you start to see that for you to exist, something needs to be aware of it. The witness needs to be there for you to exist. So when is it not there?
Yes.
And you start to say, yes, it's always there. Yes, a pure presence reflects into the mind and the body. And yes, then it continues.
Yeah.
But life can still have challenges. But you maybe don't call these challenges problems anymore.
Yeah. Rune Heivang, we all have only 2 minutes from our program, so allowed me to say a big thanks to my colleague Oana Pănescu and also to Adelaida Castor, who allowed this meeting to happen. And if you agree, please, to conclude our program with some words of use for our viewers. Thank you again.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here with you. First I would like to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
Because I think you do a beautiful job, work. I hope more see what you're really doing here. There's a place inside of every person where you've always been safe, you've always been loved, and you've always been free. And the only thing that can take that away, when you see it, the only thing that can take that away is a thought. And when you witness this thought, you feel good. That's your door to freedom. And that was all these spiritual masters, thinkers have been talking about for thousands of years. The door is already open. And it's a very unique system that is very simple, that can let you go into this door and see, is it true or not? And of course, that has to be your choice. But that's what the beauty of the teaching we're presenting is that you can see for yourself and see that you are the one you've been waiting for if you want to be happy for the rest of your life. Thank you. It's very nice to be here. Thank you very much.